She said, "I need the truck to do some chores for my mom." I replied, "Sure thing. Send her my regards." Later, the truck's GPS revealed a 2-hour pause at a motel. She realized what a perfect chore it was. When I texted her a screenshot of the GPS log with the note, "Did your mom book a room for the night?" I'm a mechanic running my own shop for a decade. My life revolves around concrete, steel, and reason. If an engine fails, there's a cause. You don't curse it. You find the broken piece, swap it, and carry on. I've always aimed to apply that logic to my life. Keep it straightforward, keep it truthful, and mend what's damaged. For 3 years, I believed my relationship with my girlfriend Lisa was a finely tuned system. Turns out it was dripping oil all along, and I was the last to check under the hood. The truck matters in this tale. It's my truck, a recent model pickup I bought with my earnings, maintain myself, and take pride in. The title's in my name, the loan's in my name. It's equipped with a high-tech infotainment system, including a vehicle tracker app. I didn't buy it to snoop. It was standard. I used it to monitor fuel use or check if I locked the doors. Just a tool. Lisa drove the truck often. I'm always busy. I never minded. Relationships are about sharing, aren't they? I just didn't know she was sharing it with another guy, too. For months, my instincts hinted something was wrong. A skilled mechanic trusts his instincts. You sense a bad vibration before the warning light glows. With Lisa, it was small signs. She ran more errands. She was vague about her whereabouts. Her voice had a new hesitance. The engine wasn't smooth, but when I tried to probe, she'd say I was overthinking it. The warning light finally flashed last Saturday. It was a lovely afternoon. I planned to detail the truck. Lisa entered the kitchen, gave me a quick peck. "Hey, babe, I need the truck for a bit," she said, snagging the keys. "I need to help my mom grab heavy mulch bags from the nursery and pick up groceries for her." It was a flawless lie. Sweet, believable. How could I refuse? "Sure," I said. "Send her my regards." She grinned and left. I went to the garage, gathering cleaning supplies. But that uneasy feeling lingered. A subtle hum of something off. Hours passed. I was wrapping up shop invoices on my tablet when a notification pinged from the truck's app. Door left unlocked. A standard alert. I opened the app to lock it remotely. My finger paused over the lock button, but my eyes caught another option. Trip log. I never checked it. No need. But today my instincts screamed. I tapped it. A map loaded, tracing the truck's path. It didn't head east to her mom's or the nursery. It went west to the industrial district, where you go for cheap motels or warehouses. The path stopped. The app showed the truck idle there for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I zoomed in. The pin landed on the Crossroads Motel. I knew it. A seedy spot off the highway, rooms by the hour, no questions. Not a place for mulch. I stared at the screen for 5 minutes. No anger, no yelling. It was like finding metal shavings in the oil. A quiet, heavy dread. The engine's done. No fixing it. Just pull it and replace it. My relationship was done. The issue was clear. The proof was there, tracked by a satellite. Clean, simple, undeniable. I took a screenshot, a crisp image of the map, route, motel pin, and 2-hour 10-minute stop. I opened my texts, chose Lisa's contact, attached the image. Then I typed, "Did your mom book a room for the night?" I sent it. Then I silenced my phone, stowed my tablet, and went to the garage. I had work to do, and the scent of grease and a solid wrench in hand clears my mind like nothing else. Update 1. An hour later, the truck roared back into the driveway. Tires crunched gravel, the engine stopped, and the door slammed hard, signaling she'd seen my text. I stayed in the garage, leaning on my workbench, wiping my hands with a rag. I wanted her on my ground. She burst in, face red and furious, holding her phone with my message. "What's this?" she yelled. "Are you spying on me?" "This is psychotic, Frank." I looked at her, then at the grease on my rag, then back. I kept my voice even. "It's a truck feature, Lisa. It came with it. It tracks every trip. You know that. I wasn't spying. I got a door unlocked alert, and the log is what it is." I paused, locking eyes. "So tell me about those chores. How's your mom? Get the mulch?" Her face collapsed. Rage turned to panic. She stammered. "It's a mistake. The GPS is off. It has to be." I gave a short, dry chuckle. "Lisa, I deal with complex machines daily. I know how they function. A GPS uses 3 or 4 satellites for pinpoint accuracy. It's precise to 10 feet. It doesn't mix up a motel for a nursery." Her eyes searched for a new lie. "Okay, fine. It wasn't for my mom. My friend Sarah had an emergency, a real crisis. I met her there to talk. She was a wreck. I nodded slowly, humoring her. An emergency? Got it. And the only place to handle this crisis was a motel for 2 hours. What kind of crisis? Did it involve undressing? That broke her. The lies couldn't hide the truth, and she knew it. She slumped onto a stool in the corner, tears flowing. Okay, it was Mark. She sobbed. Her ex, the one she claimed was history. He called, said he was a mess, needed to talk. I was going to end it for good. I swear it was a mistake. A mistake. What people say when they mean I chose this and regret getting caught. Then, predictably, guilty tears became blaming ones. She looked up, face full of self-pity. You've been so distant, Frank. Always in this garage. You never want to do anything. I was lonely. You drove me to this. I stopped wiping my hands, dropped the rag, and walked to her, standing close. Let's be clear, Lisa, I said, voice low and steady. Me working hard to give us a good life isn't an excuse for you sleeping with your ex. Me being tired after a 12-hour day doesn't justify you lying and taking my truck to a sleazy motel. Ceres, don't you dare blame me for your mess. I pointed to the door. It's over. Pack your stuff. I want you out tonight. Her head jerked up. What? No, Frank. You can't mean that. We can fix this. No, I said. You can't fix a cracked block. This is done. She stood, panic turning to anger. Fine, I'll go to my mom's. I need the truck. She moved toward the house where the keys hung. I blocked her. No, you don't, I said, holding out my hand. Call your mom, Sarah, or Mark from the motel. Someone will pick you up. I stared her down. Give me my keys. She looked at my greasy, outstretched hand, her face twisting in disbelief. She thought, even after everything, she could still use my stuff. She was about to learn otherwise. Update 2. It's been just over a week since I kicked Lisa out. My truck keys are safe in my pocket, and the house has new locks. I knew things would get messy, and they did. When you remove a bad part, the system shakes before it runs right again. Lisa called her mom for a ride that night. From the garage, I heard her cry into her phone about how cruel I was. It took her mom an hour to arrive. I stayed out of sight, not my problem to fix. The next phase started 2 days later, the calls. First, Lisa's mom, Mrs. P. She's decent but blind to her daughter's faults. Frank, honey, I know you're hurt, she began, voice dripping with rehearsed sympathy. But Lisa's devastated. She made a terrible mistake, but she's a good girl. You two had something special. Can't you forgive her? Think of your years together. I was polite but firm. Thanks for calling, Mrs. P. I'm sorry she dragged you into this, but what she did wasn't a mistake. A mistake is denting a fender or oversalting dinner. Driving to a motel to meet an ex is a series of choices. We're done. I wish you both well, but it's over. She tried to argue, but I shut it down courteously. I wasn't debating my betrayal with her. Then Lisa's texts came, so apologies turned to demands. I helped decorate this house. The living room was my idea. You owe me. Another, I gave you 3 years. You can't toss me out with nothing. I read, shook my head, and deleted them. In my world, you don't get paid for unfinished work. Then the real fight began, over the truck. She thought driving it gave her a claim. A text read, that was our truck. I helped pay for it. A blatant lie. She'd occasionally toss me $100, saying, for the truck payment, which I used for groceries. Never an actual payment. I handled it like a customer disputing a repair, with hard proof. I pulled the truck's folder from my cabinet, photographed the title and loan agreement, both in my name, Frank Miller. I emailed them to her. Subject, truck ownership documentation. Body, Lisa attached our documents proving my vehicle's ownership. Further claims will be ignored. Consider this closed. I thought that settled it. It didn't. She escalated, calling in backup. Days later, an unknown number called. It was a guy with a wannabe tough voice. Hey, Frank? He asked. Who's this? I said, I'm Lisa's friend. She's upset about how you treated her, man. Really upset about the truck. Maybe give it to her, make things right. I set down my schematic. I knew the tone. A guy acting tougher than he was. Listen, I said, voice flat. This is between me and her. She knows my stance. Stay out of it. I don't know, man, he said, trying to sound threatening. Seems you're in the wrong. And it seems, I replied, letting some garage grit into my voice, you're 30 seconds from a problem you can't handle. For your sake, lose this number and go back to whatever you do. Am I clear? A long pause. I heard him swallow. Yeah, he muttered, clear. He hung up. Some problems don't need a wrench, just talking like one works. Final update, 4 months later, the noise has stopped. The calls, texts, and weak threats have faded that like a bad engine knock finally fixed. Life's quiet again, and it's great. Lisa's last act was predictable. After her tough guy friend failed, she tried a smear campaign, telling mutual friends I was a paranoid, controlling freak who tracked her and threw her out over a misunderstanding. It flopped. Lies crumble against hard facts. For the few friends I cared about, I didn't argue. I showed the GPS screenshot, the map, the motel route. Hard to dispute a satellite. The story died. From the grapevine, Lisa's life tanked. She's still with her mom. Without my income or truck, she's working retail at the mall. Her ex Mark ditched her once the affair went public. He wanted the thrill of secrecy, not a real mess. So she's single, with her mom, selling cheap clothes, a far cry from the life she tossed away. She chose, and now she's living it. Simple. I'm doing great. My shop's thriving. I feel lighter, like I've shed dead weight. The house is mine again. Clean, orderly, everything works. I think about the truck sometimes. It's a solid, honest machine. Fuel it, maintain it, and it runs reliably. I thought relationships worked the same. Put in work, honesty, and they'd last. I learned people aren't machines. Some are lemons, flawed from the start, unfixable. The GPS didn't end us. It was a diagnostic tool, flashing a code for a problem already deep in the engine. It showed the truth. Last weekend, I spent all day in the garage. I tuned the truck, changed the oil, rotated the tires, detailed the interior until it smelled new. It's running better than ever, especially without unscheduled 2-hour stops at a shady motel on the wrong side of town.